year officer, Officer Chip. And Jack and Joan Grady, our PAC chair people. I'd like to thank all the teachers and the support staff. To begin tonight, we're going to welcome the music teacher, Debbie Stoller.
I'd like to have each individual class come up and stand together. Please don't stand on the platform, just on the flat level. I'd like Mrs. Caruso's class, please, first. Mr. Marisola's class, please. Mrs. Wood's class. And Mrs. Murray's class. Fifth graders would like to start this evening's program with a song that many of them learned in Nature's Classroom in the fall. It's a song called On the Loose. At this time, I'd like to introduce two special ladies with very special voices, Miss Mary Ann and Debbie. And coming down, they're going to be singing a beautiful song from Carousel, "When You Walk Through a Storm, Hold Your Head Up High." We would like to end our portion of the program with a song. And what is it called? I forgot. Oh, that's what friends are for. Oh! And we also would like to acknowledge our wonderful 5th grade advanced band members under the direction of Mrs. Billing. And here we go. They are two very, very special individuals that started kindergarten with this group as instructional tutors for Debbie and Mary Ann Steen. And they have not only spent time with Debbie and Mary Ann, but certainly have completed every bit of curriculum in kindergarten. In first grade, they have read every book, they have done every single worksheet, and certainly they have helped and touched the lives of your children. Certainly when your children needed help, they felt free to go to Mrs. Grasso or Mrs. Bryant, and they have something very special to give both Charlotte and Nancy. So would you please come up, Charlotte and Nancy? Dinner, and to avoid a wonderful class, and we're very proud of them today. And it's certainly been a role model for the rest of the children at Woburn Street School, and I really need that sometimes when I'm doing cafeteria duty and I ask my fifth graders if they can get ready to go out. And they've really modeled beautifully to have the fourth grade students know what I'm expecting of them next year. So I'd like to thank you, boys and girls, for that. Another thing I'd like to talk to just fifth graders about is a few weeks ago, I happened to be very lucky to attend a special event here in Wilmington called I Had a Teacher. And at that program, it was sponsored by the Strings Attached group and the band. And Grace Corrigan spoke at that event, and Grace Corrigan happens to be Krista McAuliffe's mother. And it gave me an opportunity really to sit down and reflect about a special teacher that I had in my life that made a difference. And certainly, I had an opportunity to go back many, many years and think about lots of teachers that were very loving, very caring, very nurturing. But there was one particular teacher that stood out in my mind, and that was Mrs. Schultz. Mrs. Schultz was not that loving, caring individual. And I met Mrs. Schultz my freshman year at Cambridge High in Latin. And I remember the first day of school, I survived. First period class, great, no problem. Second period, even better. Third period, I arrived at English, and there was Mrs. Schultz. A little bit of a woman, bleached, red, wiry hair, glasses down her nose, and she stood in front of that class and bellowed. And I thought, oh, am I ever going to survive this experience? Now, that was a tough class because as a student, I was a very, very poor reader. But Mrs. Schultz didn't care. She expected you to do the very best. Every day, she gave me more homework than you can imagine. When I say I spent about 6 hours a day just on her homework alone. Each night she would assign 125 pages of the Odyssey. Now I know you boys and girls don't know what the Odyssey is, but I'm sure you'll experience this in high school.
This book is written in a very Greek traditional style. It was difficult for me to understand. Never mind read as a poor reader. But each night I would go home, I would cry, I would plead to my mother and father, get me out of this class, I'm quitting school, I hate this woman. This went on day after day after day. Well, the last day of school shows up. And after being yelled at, and after being, I wouldn't say yelled at, but encouraged, Kathleen, you do this paper over again, I can expect better from you. And each day I tried harder and harder. And when I sit back and think about surviving that experience, it has really taught me a lot. And it's something I really want you boys and girls to think about as you move on to the middle school. And as you move on to high school and possibly college. You're going to have real good teachers that are loving and nurturing. You're going to have really good teachers that are hard on you, that demand things of you. But in the long run, it's the best thing for you. And I thank Mrs. Schultz. I thank all my other teachers, but Mrs. Schultz was the one that taught me something about myself. She taught me that I could do anything if I set my heart and mind to it. And I hope that when you move on to the middle school and further your education, that you think about those teachers that you may not love the way you love those maybe first grade teachers, but they will teach you something about yourself. So on that note, I wish you all the very best as you move on to middle school. I'd like to start with the Grade 5 Superlative Awards, and these awards were voted by the children. And I'd like to invite the 5th grade teaching team to join me up here at the podium. We have Tom Mirasola, Sandra Wood, Jean Murray, and Donna Caruso. We would like Mrs. Caruso's class to please join us up here on this lovely red lined carpet. Mr. DeRoses, where are you? I'm sorry. My better half right here, Mr. DeRoses.
I think we're all set to begin. Good evening, everyone. Tara Binkowski, would you please come forward? You have won the Best Gymnast Award. Jackie Brown, the Most Talkative Award. Erin Carney, Most Polite. Stacy Comer, Friendliest. Cynthia Craig, Hardest Worker. Joseph Downs, Best Baseball Player. Nicholas Eaton, Class Musician. Sarah Enos, Best Penmanship, and she has. Tristan Fleming, Best Actor. most athletic. Katie Haper's best skier. Katie Hallis, most cheerful. Doug Horan, best basketball player. Shannon Kent, class bookworm. David Kitty, most willing to share. Lauren McDonald, pet lover. Patrick Maloney, outstanding public speaker. Jacqueline Nicodemus, most organized. Chad Paquin, best soccer player. Ryan Parsons, fastest runner. Patrick Reardon, class comedian. Frank Scafidi, most creative. Debbie Steen, best singer, and she surely is. Kathleen Sullivan, best softball player. Keith Travers, most artistic. David Bilardo, best hockey player. Dan Zuccaro, best ice skater. Thank you.
I'd like to invite Mrs. Murray's class to join us up front here, please.
For my class, the hardest worker, Erica Barrett. The most cheerful award, Jessica Peak. Most determined, Serena Bergiers. Class musician, Joey Bergen. Most willing to share, John Broussard. Class comedian, Tommy Bonarosa. Best football player, Joey Cavanaugh. Outstanding public speaker, Rachel DiGregorio. The most talkative award goes to Joey Donovan. The pet lover, Samantha Dunn. The best singer, Joanna Emmerich. The class bookworm, Jen Estanera. The friendliest, Shelley Hatteman. Best softball player, Mary Ann Herrick. The best actor, Tommy Hudson. The best soccer player, Stephen Hunter. The
The best hockey player, Sean Layton. An excellent note taker, Colleen Miller. The most artistic, Brian O'Rourke. The most talkative, Sophia Papadopoulos. The most athletic, Graham Pajorka. The most creative, Caroline Powers. The best basketball player, Chip Rizzo. The most creative writer, Stephen Rose. The most polite, Jen Towsman. And the best baseball player, Michelle Zamudo.
Mr. Mirasola's class, please join us.
We'll start off with the best skier, Robin Aldridge. Best baseball player, Chris Bennett. Class musician, Stephen Berry. Class bookworm, Megan Campbell. Most polite, Corey Crosley. Best gymnast, Lauren Crowley. Best singer, Matthew Dorothy. Most athletic, Tom Doyle. Best soccer player, Julio Fiamara. Most artistic, Nicholas Gibson. Most cheerful, Shannon Gilligan. Best dancer, Stephanie Goodland. Best actress, Ariana Harrington. Best problem solver, Adam King. Best basketball player, Matt Lassise. Best hockey player, John Maravellis. Hardest worker, Christine McInerney. Best football player, Jeffrey Morgan. Most willing to share, Martino Wynn. Most talkative, yeah, Craig Osmond. Pet lover, Ashley Pearson. Fastest runner, Michaela Rupo. Best salesperson, Michael Sherman. Best ice skater, Deanna Souza. Friendliest, Mary Sullivan. And class comedian, Ryan Silver.
And Mrs. Wood's class, please join us up here.
There's yours is like left. I don't like them. What does it say right here? What does it say? Isn't it see it? What's this say right here?
Okay, fastest runner, John Bavoda. Most polite, Taryn Bertolino. Best football player, David Brogan. Best gymnast, Kristen Broussard. Best listener, Joseph Salona. Class musician, Constantine Papasidis. Best softball player, Kristen Frazier. Best skier, Tara Hadman. Best problem solver, Raymond Henderson. Hardest worker, Jennifer Lee. Best soccer player, Danielle Mason. Most willing to share, Emily Maloney. Most cheerful, Erin McFetus. Class bookworm, Melissa McInerney. Best actor, Michael Miller. Best basketball player, Sean Osgood. Most creative, Stephen Powers. Best hockey player, Timothy Rose. Most artistic, Melanie Chabot. Best baseball player, William Sinopoli. Best singer, Mary Ann Steen. Outstanding public speaker, Patrick Taylor. Class comedian, Dennis Truly. Pet lover, Ashley Vieta. Best actress, Elizabeth Zamuto.
Any students in Mrs. Murray's class that did not get a yearbook, and any other class, please come up and pick one up now. At this time, we'd like to turn the program over to Mr. Lou Conley, who is representing the Wilmington Tewksbury Elks. And each year, we've had the DARE poster contest, and during the same time, Mr. Conley's, or I should say the Elks, nationally have a poster contest as well. And oftentimes the students from 5th grade enter both contests using sometimes the same theme. And we have some really special awards tonight that the 5th graders don't even know about. So this is going to be a big surprise. So Mr. Conley and Chip Bruce, please join us.
Principal Kate Conway, the Assistant Principal Mr. DeRosas, especially the staff, the faculty, Mrs. Caruso, Mrs. Murray, Mrs. Woods, and Mr. Mirasola of the 5th grade. I have a pleasant duty this evening. That's one of the expressions we use in the Alps. Most pleasant duty to recognize 4 young students for their participation and their selection as winners of our 8th annual Drug Awareness Poster Contest. The entries are 4th and 5th grade in public and private schools. I'm here to present 4 $100 U.S. savings bonds to 4 students who participated in the program and were selected our winners. And a most pleasant duty to represent one of the young ladies who moved on through the competition into our district level. She will receive an additional $100 U.S. savings bond. In the 4th grade, the young boy in his poster, Why It's All Right to Say No to Drugs, the poster related to the theme, the originality, and the neatness, Chad Madeira, and he's not here this evening. Thank you. If there's somebody here, I have to say the program only worked because of our dear officer and instructor, Chip Bruce, and the cooperation of the school. We'll see that Chad gets that. The next individual, the recipient of the $100 U.S. savings bond, Stephen Powers. I want you to keep in mind now, as you continue your education, grades 6 and 7, there is an essay contest, also entitling the winners to $100 savings bond, and moving through the process, could receive and win a 10-speed bike, mountain bike. We're committed to the youth of our country. The program, the Alps Drug Awareness Program, is probably the most recognized volunteer program in the world, working with DARE, working with Pride. And we see the value of the program when we see a young boy or a young girl, both clean and sober, because of our Alps Drug Awareness Program. And for that, we are proud and honored to have young people such as this to participate in this program. The next individual, certainly from what I hear in the dining room and the number of people that are here this evening, and at the demonstration by the audience, I've been at many functions over the past weeks representing the Tewksbury-Wilmington Lodge of Alps, and I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, and students, I have never seen an audience such as this and the participation by the parents, and I think it's great. This past week we were at the high school. I had the honor and the privilege of presenting many young students scholarships to continue their education. And when I talk about scholarships, the Alps, the Benevolent Protective Order of Alps this year in the state of Massachusetts, as we have over the last several years, will appropriate over $500,000 to our young people to continue their education. I need to tell you that. I need to tell you about the Alps. The Benevolent and Protective Order of Alps have made a commitment to not only our young people, but our veterans and people that will continue to carry the honor and dignity of this great country of ours. I have the honor tomorrow evening to present another group of students from Tewksbury who entered the Drug Awareness Essay Poster Contest at our Flag Day ceremony. And ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to be an elk and a member of an organization that's made such a commitment. The next young lady that will receive a $100 U.S. savings bond, Shelley Hardiman. here? Stephen, can you come back up, Shelley? And Chad is not here, I guess. Now, last but certainly not least, the young lady that not only won in our lodge contest, but in our district contest, which the district is made up of 9 lodges in our district, and the young lady who will receive not only a lodge U.S. Savings Bond, $100 bond from the Tewksbury Wilmington Lodge of Alps, but will receive a district bond, and that young lady is Tara Hardeman. And again, with the cooperation of Chip Bruce, our dear officer, and certainly the faculty at Woburn Street School. There's been no other school in the town, including Tewksbury, that had the participation that Woburn Street School had this year and the last several years, and for that we're grateful. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
We'd like to ask the 5th grade teachers to join us for this presidential awards, please. These next 2 awards are national awards, and our school happens to participate in these, and they're the Presidential Academic Fitness Award and Presidential Academic Effort. And in your program, what we have listed is some of the criteria for these awards this evening. The Presidential Academic Fitness Award is for top scholarship, and the criteria for this is we look at the students' test scores, and they need to be in the 85th percentile or above. And the scores that we used were from the Gates-McGinnity reading. And we are also looking at the past 2 academic terms, and they need to be A- or above. And we'd like to recognize the following students. Brian O'Rourke. Stephen Hunter. Rachel DiGregorio. Joseph Kavanaugh. Jessica Beek. Erica Barrett. Megan Campbell. Julio Fiamaro. Michaela Rufo. Martino Wynn. Craig Osgood. Cynthia Craig. Tristan Fleming. David Villardo. Nicholas Eaton. Ryan Parsons. and Jacqueline Nicodemus. Inside the envelope, besides a lovely certificate from the President of the United States, is also a wonderful letter to the recipients. At this time, we'd like to present the Presidential Academic Effort Awards. And this is really to recognize students that really put 100% into learning. And even those students that possibly may be struggling and maybe have some special needs that are working very, very hard. And we'd like to award those now. Katie Hallis. Sarah Enos. Stacy Comer. Tara Binkowski. John Caravellis. Stephen Berry. Shannon Gilligan. Christine McInerney. Deanna Souza. Mary Sullivan. Lauren Crowley. Patrick Taylor. Melissa McInerney. Jennifer Lee. Kristen Frazier. Karen Bertolino. Colleen Miller. And Sean Layton. It's the slowest I've seen you move all year. Our next award is for perfect attendance, and this is for the entire 5th grade year so far. I hope the children show up tomorrow. And those awards go to Sean Osgood. Brian O'Rourke. Jennifer Lee. Ashley Theater. Mary Ann Perry. Cindy Craig. Caroline Howard. and Tommy Hudson. We have one Presidential Academic Effort Award that was stuck in someone else's envelope. And that goes to Constantine Bedfasini. Certainly you got an opportunity to hear Mr. Conley, and I'm sure many of you know about the many contests our school enters. And we were pleased the other day, we've entered some poetry contests and some writing contests. We received notification about 4 days ago that one student here in the room placed fourth in the state of Massachusetts for his poetry as the most expressive science poetry poem. And tonight we'd like to recognize David Villardo. Let's rewind it. We'd also like to recognize the many students that are going to be published this summer in the anthology of Young American Poetry. And I'd just like to ask those students, as we call your name, to stand up. We have quite a list, and we'd just like you to stand up right now. Caroline Powers, Sean Layton, Erica Barrett, Jen Estramera. If you could just keep standing so the parents can see how many people will be published. Sophia Papadopoulos, Jen Towsley, Tom Hudson, Stephen Hunter, Jessica Beek, Tommy Bonarosa, Colleen Miller, Joanne Emmerich, Emily Maloney, Dennis Truly, Melissa McInerney, Patrick Taylor. I noticed standing up, great, okay. Taryn Bertolino, Danielle Mason, Kristen Frazier, Erin McFeeters, Elizabeth Zamudo, John Bavoda, Tim Rose, Jennifer Lee, Sean Osgood, Kristen Broussard, Tara Binkowski, Katie Hallis, Jacqueline Nicodemus, David Villardo, Brian Parsons, Joel Kaczynski, Lauren McDonald, and Stacy Comer. Give them a big round of applause. We're very proud of you, boys and girls. Thank you. At this time, we have 3 special awards. Each year, the Woburn Street School participates in the Lowell Sun Spelling Bee. And that's a 5th grade competition. It was a tough one this year. I know that because I had the opportunity at least to spend the whole time there watching it. And we have some special awards for the top 3 winners. And our top place winner went on to the finals in the Lowell Sun contest. So hold on one second. Our 3rd place winner goes to Craig Osgood. First place to Jacqueline Nicodemus. Our next award is something we've never given before, and it's called the Citizenship Award. Many of the children that went to Nature's Classroom had a wonderful time, and it was really important for 2 of their classmates, Debbie and Mary Ann Steen, to also attend that. And to have visually impaired students attend an outdoor week-long science activity experience, it was really important that we think about the safety of all of the children, but especially Marion and Debbie. And to do that this year, we asked our 5th grade students if they would like to volunteer to receive some special training for the visually impaired. And these children that volunteered, that we'll be honoring right now, would come to school early, would work with Mrs. Elaine Phillips, and spend a couple of days learning what to do with visually impaired children for their safety. So we'd really like to honor those young ladies this evening. Jessica Beek. Erica Barrett. Kristen Broussard. Karen Bertolino. Joanne Emmerich. Emily Maloney. Erin Peters. Katie Sullivan. And Melissa McInerney. Our next award goes to the Future Stockbrokers of America. And this, Mrs. Murray, I need my notes. I do know what the program is. I don't know how much these children want. What I'd like to talk about is certainly in Mrs. Murray's math class, they've done a lot of different projects this year, one being the Future Stockbrokers of America project. And it's really a program that goes from October until March, and it's a stock market simulation where the students select stocks and wager their money, and it's amazing how well some of these students have done. And we'd like to honor those students, and I'm sure many of you would like to get a few stock tips from them. In 4th place, earning 20% on her dollar, Deanna Souza. Earning 27% on her return, Kristen Broussard. Second place, at 29%, Ryan Parsons. And I think this next gentleman will probably be working for Smith Barney. So we'd like to congratulate Brian O'Rourke at 31%. Our next award goes to some other special individuals in 5th grade. As I said, this was a wonderful class and certainly true role models. These children volunteered to work with our 2nd grade students a couple of days a week, tutoring them. And the 2nd grade children loved this. They tutored these students in reading, and we'd like to recognize those children tonight. And we have 4 young ladies, Ariana Harrington, Michaela Rufo, Stephanie Goodland, Lori Crosley. The last award that we'll be presenting this evening is from the library, and it's a program that we call Electronic Bookshelf. Now, pretty much I would say most of all of the fifth grade students have participated in this program, but we will be awarding many of the ribbons tomorrow because we could be here all night. So we'd like to honor the top students, and Electronic Bookshelf, it's a series of books that have been selected, really Newbery Award winners and Caldecott winners for age-appropriate type of literature. The children check the book out at the library, and then they go, after they finish it, to the library to take a test on the computer, and it's been something that's been very hot in the library. And we had to add an additional Macintosh computer just to handle the volume of the children that have been reading this year. And would like to honor the two top readers in fifth grade. We have several students that have read 30 books. We've had many, many more students that have read 20. But in second place for fifth grade, reading more than 40 books this year goes to, check this, Patrick Taylor. And our top award, I was going to give you the total number, but I have too many papers here. Our top award of over 50 books this year goes to Katie Sullivan. Congratulations, Kate. Okay, we'll be preparing now for our special treat that I know many of the children and parents wait for each year, so we'll get ready for that now. Thank you, everyone.
like to say that I couldn't be moving up to the North Intermediate with a better group of children. I have never seen behavior like this. They're wonderful, really. They've been fantastic.
I would also like to recognize the principal of the North Intermediate School, Doug Anderson, who was here, and I don't know if he's still here. Doug, are you here? Oh, he's way in the back. Just wave, Doug. I think he's in the back taking notes on students around here and watching. Someone I'm going to miss next year is Mary Lassise, and I'd like to invite her up here to say a few words. Maybe by the end of June I'll know how to spell your last name, Mary. Please come on.
I promised Kate I'd be brief. Thanks, Kate. On behalf of this year's graduation committee, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our chairwoman, Debbie Craig, for the outstanding job that she did this year organizing tonight's celebration. It was her hard work and direction that made the other committee members' jobs easier and made tonight memorable and special. This is just a small token of our appreciation. Debbie, can you come up here, please? Also, before I leave the podium, I'd like to mention that Debbie and Wayne Craig, Rosemary and Rick Eaton, and my husband Tom and me, we're leaving the Woburn Street School this year. We're the parents on this year's committee. We're leaving the Woburn Street School. And I'm going to speak for all of us. We'd like to thank the teachers and the staff for all the wonderful years that we have spent at the Woburn Street School. And we'll really miss you, and I say that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much.
And we'd like to thank everybody, and I'm sure you had a special evening tonight. Thanks a lot.